Good evening, and thank you for joining me on our second State of the County address. As your Rutherford County Mayor, I want to take the next few minutes to look back at our many accomplishments in 2024 and address my vision for 2025. As I have said on numerous occasions, a people without vision will perish. It is this leadership quality that translates into Rutherford County having the most dedicated and hardworking employees I have ever had the pleasure to work with. First, I am happy to report that I will not be proposing a property tax increase during the upcoming budget cycle. We have been good stewards of your taxpayer dollars and will continue to maximize the effect of those taxpayer dollars by providing quality and efficient services as required by law. Due to the efforts of County Trustee Ted Beatty, Rutherford County Finance Director Michael Smith, and I, we have turned around a massive budget deficit and created a balanced budget. At the same time, we have taken difficult steps to ensure we maintain our AAA bond rating. This upcoming budget cycle, we will continue down the path of ensuring that Rutherford County will remain on a solid financial footing. To put this in context, Rutherford County is one of 3 counties in the state that has a AAA bond rating, which will have an impact on the financial strength of our county for years to come. Second, I would be remiss if I did not take the time to congratulate those within our county who have achieved great things in 2024. I would like to start by congratulating the Oakland Patriots high school football team who won the 6A Blue Cross Bowl state championship and the Region 3A 6A championship. They have done that numerous times and we congratulate them. Congratulations as well to the Eagleville baseball team who had an historic 3-year run winning the Class 1A state championship. Also, we want to congratulate the Stewart's Creek High School Band for participating and marching in the presidential inauguration parade and ceremony of President Donald Trump. Congratulations are also in order to Dr. Jimmy Sullivan and the entire staff of the Rutherford County Schools on maintaining some of the best schools in Tennessee. Once again, McFadden School of Excellence was named by U.S. News and World Report as the #1 elementary school in Tennessee. Also, Central Magnet School was named the #1 high school in Tennessee and ranked the 19th best high school in the United States by U.S. News and World Report. Congratulations. Unfortunately, Tennessee faced another devastating natural disaster again last year. As everyone knows, we had the tragedy of Hurricane Helene. I want to applaud the EMS, Fire and Rescue, and EMA members who traveled to East Tennessee and North Carolina. Members of our teams deployed to assist with land search and rescue efforts and incident command and were part of the combined disaster mortuary response team. Many of you may not know our GIS department, which is in charge of mapping supported relief efforts by analyzing hours of drone footage and processing images. That department alone processed over 10,000 images into a working map that helped identify and locate damaged vehicles to aid in search efforts. EMA coordinated the relief efforts of our responding departments as they always do when it comes to catastrophic events, including natural disasters. Our emergency medical service handled 47,670 calls with a response time of less than 7 minutes. That's nearly 4,000 calls a month. And for the first time since 2020, they are nearly fully staffed, with the addition of 66 new team members added in 2024 alone. This past year, Fire and Rescue responded to nearly 9,300 calls and fought 285 fires. We added 19 new firefighters to the team, which helped staff the 2 new public health and safety buildings in Lascassas and Walter Hill. These facilities provide increased coverage and reduced response time because they house both fire and emergency medical services and are located within the county they serve, Rutherford County. The public health and safety buildings are also served as storm shelters. In 2024, EMA facilitated the opening of those buildings during several storms and coordinated emergency communications to notify people in the community who needed shelter in the storm. As you recall, the county created a new website, helprutherford.org, to allow citizens to voice their opinions regarding the impact fee and development tax debate. Our Rutherford County delegation listened to our voices and fought alongside us. As a result, our delegation was able to increase the school facility tax by 50 cents on residential development and create a $1.50 per square foot assessment on commercial development within Rutherford County. I am convinced that without the efforts of our lobbyist, Will Denami, this success would not have occurred, as Rutherford County had been requesting relief for years with limited success. Again, I want to thank by name each and every one of our state delegation for their exhausting work to represent Rutherford County in Nashville. So thank you, Senator Don White. Thank you, Senator Shane Reeves, State Representative Mike Sparks. Thank you, State Representative Brian Terry and State Representative Tim Rudd. Thank you, State Representative Charlie Baum and State Representative Robert Stevens. We as a county are truly fortunate to have you working for us in Nashville, and we look forward to another successful legislative session. I'm happy to report that for the first time in a long time, the Planning and Engineering and Building Codes departments are now revenue neutral, which has allowed the county the resources to hire 2 new engineers. These much-needed staff additions will enable the department to increase the outstanding and unparalleled customer service they provide to so many county residents. The Building Codes Department issued 4,598 building permits, of which 933 were single-family dwelling permits. The department completed 19,731 total building inspections. These inspections ensure minimum compliance is achieved to safeguard public safety, structural strength, and the protection of life and property from fire and other hazards. The building code staff also performed over 2,600 zoning enforcement inspections to ensure existing buildings adhere to zoning regulations. This past year, the importance of solid waste management took the forefront more than ever in Rutherford County, as evidenced by watching the 12,500 square foot transfer station construction go from drawing to physical structure. That facility will be located at 6,000 Landfill Road in the Walter Hill community here in Murfreesboro. The transfer station will be where our solid waste is delivered and prepared for transport to its final destination outside the county. Construction is almost complete, and the transfer station will be operational on or before July 1st of this year. As you may or may not know, Republic Services, they own and operate the Middle Point landfill in the Walter Hill community here in Rutherford County, is attempting to change the minds of Rutherford County Commission regarding the closing of the Middle Point landfill. To be very clear, the current policy as determined by the Rutherford County Commission and the mayor is to oppose any expansion of the existing landfill at Middle Point. At the April 2018 Rutherford County Commission meeting, the commission voted by a 19-1 vote not to allow the expansion of Middle Point landfill on to the adjacent old Rutherford County landfill site. Since that time, there has been no attempt to rescind that decision by the county commission. Republic Services is attempting to circumvent that policy decision by the county commission by communicating directly with individual members of the county commission. Currently, Republic Services has persuaded several county commissions to reopen the discussion of Middle Point expansion. Let's be clear what this expansion means. Currently, Middle Point landfill is the largest landfill in Tennessee. According to the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation, the landfill receives over 1 million tons of trash every year. Of that 1 million tons, approximately 700,000 tons, or 70%, comes from outside Rutherford County, with the vast majority of that 700,000 tons coming from Nashville. We are and have been Nashville's trash can for 30 years. This has to stop. And I am fully committed to using every resource I have available to me to ensure that when Middle Point is closed, Rutherford County will be out of the business of being Nashville's trash can. However, if the county commission determines that they need to change their mind and decides to allow Middle Point to expand, it will result in a super mega trash site that will be in operation for the next 50 years. If you are concerned or would like more information about the proposed expansion, please contact my office or your county commissioner to get more information and express your concern. As I've said, I am 100% committed to not allowing Rutherford County to remain the trash can for the rest of Middle Tennessee. The $20 million transfer station investment that is scheduled to open in the near future is a very important first step toward solid waste independence, but it is just a first step. With Middle Point scheduled to close in the near future, it is imperative that Rutherford County becomes solid waste independent before that closure occurs. In an effort to move toward this goal, Rutherford County and the city of Murfreesboro will enter into a process by which we will construct a working group to develop a memorandum of understanding, or an MOU. This MOU will address the county's long-term solid waste needs. These needs will be defined by the understanding that the county will, in part, 1, work diligently with Murfreesboro and other municipalities in Rutherford County to determine how we can partner together in the successful operation of the new Rutherford County Transfer Station for the benefit of all Rutherford County. 2, to determine how we can, as a community, better service the health and safety of our community through an aggressive campaign to divert solid waste from landfills as an unacceptable final solution for the county's solid waste in an environmentally safe and cost-effective way. 3, produce a working relationship with the state of Tennessee and Murfreesboro and all its municipalities in Rutherford County to determine the best future use of the old Rutherford County landfill in an effort to fulfill the commitment of a long-term, independent, sustainable solution without the need for solid waste into our county from outside Rutherford County. This study group will develop a memorandum of understanding, or the MOU, between the county and the city of Murfreesboro, which then will proceed to the respective legislative bodies for approval. As we continue to have to wrestle with this problem, I want to ask you this. Who would you rather partner with to address the health and safety concerns of its citizens? Who do you trust to be concerned about the water, the air, and the solid waste disposal of our community? Is it a multi-billion-dollar corporation headquartered in Arizona? Or is it the citizens of this county who live here, work here, and want to raise their children here? Don't misunderstand the significance of that question. This question will define our generation for years to come. As we look to the future, our focus going forward is to recycle more and divert as much as we can away from the old, antiquated methods of just burying our trash for future generations to have to endure. Because of the leadership of our solid waste director, Bishop Wagner, we have developed a new single-stream recycling program. We're able to recycle nearly 4,400 tons of household waste, which is approximately 11% reduction of household waste to area landfills. This is a good start, but we can do a lot better. And our transfer station, when it becomes operational and the closure of Middle Point landfill is complete, we will then have complete control over our solid waste here in Rutherford County. This in turn will give us greater leverage towards recycling, composting, and researching other technologies that move us away from burying our trash. Ladies and gentlemen, we can do this, but only by working together can we do better. On top of our recycling efforts, Rutherford County opened 3 new convenience centers, specifically G Street in Smyrna, Rockvale, and Leanna. In the operation of our convenience centers, the solid waste team traveled 311,190 miles in 2024. That's a lot of miles, or approximately 26,000 miles per month, managing 39,427 tons of materials. In addition, we continue to recycle tires and large volumes of commercial waste through our community centers. Again, solving our solid waste problems is a top priority as they affect the health and safety of our citizens. especially our children. It was why I ran as your mayor 2 years ago, with the pledge that we would solve this problem. We are close. Let's finish the job. We also continue to invest in the lives of the community and provide resources to at-risk families. Through the Rutherford County Probation and Recovery Services, 204 clients were completed alcohol safety school, relapse prevention, batterers intervention, mental wellness, parenting, anger management, moral recognition therapy, and responsible living class programs. At the end of 2022, the county began accepting applicants for the 10 Rocks program. The 10 Rocks is a year-long program and stands for Tennessee Recovery Oriented Compliance Strategy. It is specifically a court program in Rutherford County General Sessions Court headed by Judge Ben Bennett, that assists those with alcohol and substance abuse issues. I'm happy to report that in 2024, 11 probation clients completed and graduated from the 10 Rocks program. I want to wish them a continued success in their sobriety. Not only does the probation department provide probation and recovery services to their clients, but through the Olive Branch program, they have been able to provide basic necessities to their participants. They started the Olive Branch program back in 2020, and it's a community donation partnership and have had many stories of success in how providing these essentials help people become productive community members. Our recovery court and reentry programs have reached capacity, so the County Commission has accepted my proposal to expand the current recovery court facility with a 1,200 square foot addition. This will allow more individuals to be serviced by our current team. This expansion provides more classroom and activity space without additional staff. This addition was funded without the need to borrow money or raise taxes. And last year, 70 clients graduated from all programs. That's DUI, veterans, mental health, and drug courts. These programs are at least 1 year in duration, and they provide a vital service and second chance to many in need to reunite with their families, providing them the opportunity to have stable jobs and be productive members of your second chance community. Indeed, we are all beneficiaries of a second chance. And Recovery Court also participated in 3 expungement clinics, allowing individuals to lawfully expunge old charges off their records to strengthen and their gainful employment chances and become productive community members. Recovery Court also received a grant that assists clients with housing, transportation, document recovery, vocational training, environmental certifications, hygiene, clothing, and food. Last year, we looked at employee compensation once again. Our county employees are without question our most valuable asset. And if we are going to compete and retain the best, we must continue to offer a competitive compensation package. I want you to know that for as long as that I am mayor, we will always prioritize our county employees and how they are compensated. It isn't right that a county's employees' compensation, or anyone's compensation for that matter, would be negatively impacted by inflation. The dollar you make or they made last year should be worth the same amount this year. So in an effort to demonstrate this commitment and keep up with the rate of inflation, I proposed and the County Commission passed a 4.25% cost of living adjustment for all county employees effective the end of January this year. I proposed the same percentage the year before and was happy to propose it again. The Commission passed this cost of living adjustment with a 19-2 vote, and a thank you to the County Commission for doing so. For many of us who have called Rutherford County home all of our lives, it is essential to remember that this is no longer the sleepy little rural community that we grew up in. And I have to confess, I miss a large part of that sleepy rural community. But Rutherford County over the last several decades has experienced phenomenal growth. This growth may be the biggest challenge we face in the coming year. As of January 1, 2025, and according to the projected data from the Boyd Center for Business and Economic Research at UT Knoxville, Rutherford County has surpassed Hamilton County, that's Chattanooga, as the fourth largest county in the state with an estimated population of 388,909 people. That is almost 400,000 people now call Rutherford County home. This explosive growth will shape how we govern over the next 20 years and beyond. And as a response to the needs of this growth, we cannot allow ourselves to fall into the trap like so many other counties and municipalities before us by sacrificing the values and the principles that attracted so many to our county in pursuit of just another dollar. We must balance our values with the need for a more managed, strategic approach to growth. To accommodate the growth our county is experiencing, it is imperative that we properly plan for it. In the coming weeks, the Planning Commission and the County Commission, headed by Pettis Reed and Jeff Phillips, will analyze and vote on the Plan Rutherford framework to identify areas more appropriate for higher density development and areas where a lesser degree of development is more suitable. There's still work to be done. However, we now have a framework to work from in developing land use recommendations for the next 20 years and beyond. Plan Rutherford has progressed to a working draft for public review and comment, and the Planning Commission and the Board of Commissioners for consideration and adoption. We will do this in the coming months. I would hope and encourage all to participate in the remaining public sessions so that everyone's voice is heard and included in the plan's final version. Our Rutherford Chamber of Commerce, who has been a great ally with us in managing this growth, continues to improve the lives of Rutherford Countyans by fostering economic development and tourism. We truly appreciate our members of the Chamber and the professional team led by Paul Latour, Patrick Kamak, Stephanie Brackman, Kelly Beam, and the entire professional staff who spend every day trying to bring high-paying quality jobs to our community. They truly do a wonderful work for us here. They are a tremendous asset to this community, and we are very fortunate to have such a good working relationship with the business community. And I want to add, we also have such a wonderful relationship with the city mayors of Murfreesboro, Smyrna, Laverne, and Eagleville. We truly are partners in moving this county forward. Due to the growth we've experienced, though, we must continue to improve our infrastructure, manage development, and enhance public safety efforts. In 2025, Rutherford County will continue increasing health and safety infrastructure by constructing another public health and safety building on Sledge Road in Christiana. It's close to the Plainview School, if you know where the Plainview School is. The strategic location of this building and its proximity to I-24 will reduce response times to motor vehicle accidents on the interstate and assist the residents of the Christiana and surrounding communities. In addition to the bill passed last year increasing the school facilities tax, or the SFT, that went from $1 to $1.50 on residential and adding commercial construction, here are the additional parts of the plan to help Rutherford County. The real estate transfer share. I have been working on building a statewide coalition to help secure 50% of the real estate transfer revenue to be spent within the county where it is collected to fund roads and infrastructure. House Bill 649 is the vehicle to achieve this goal, and I'm very optimistic this bill will become law this year. This should generate about $9 million in reoccurring revenue annually back to the county. This is not a new tax, but the reapportionment of an existing assessment. The sports wagering revenue. This became law during the special session and will generate $25 per pupil for Rutherford County for the construction and maintenance of public school buildings. This doesn't sound like a lot, but when you consider that we have 52,000 children in K through 12, this is going to be a lot of money for Rutherford County. This plan will go hand in glove with lottery excess funds, and thanks to our delegation for pushing this across the finish line. The excess lottery funds. I have been in meetings with the administration for the past 2 years, working to develop a plan to fulfill the constitutional requirement for the excess lottery revenue to fund K through 12 capital expenses and not operational costs. I am hopeful this will be in the governor's State of the State address and expect legislation generated within the General Assembly to push this across the finish line. We are very hopeful. The mineral severance tax increase. I have met with various stakeholders and believe there is an agreement to raise the mineral severance tax from 15 cents to 30 cents per ton over the next 15 years. That's a doubling of this particular tax. This tax currently generates $514,000 in fiscal year 2023. This revenue is to be used for the Rutherford County Highway Department exclusively. Also, state shared revenue population annual update. This is very important. Representative Robert Stevens has a House Bill 780, that will update the population totals on an annual basis for state shared revenues for cities and counties. This is extremely important in us keeping up with the financial needs as it relates to population growth. And I want to thank Representative Stevens for initiating this bill. Good job. Doing this sooner and without the expense of a special census will benefit Rutherford County and the municipalities within the county. All of these initiatives and many more are a direct result of the tireless work of Rutherford County's lobbyist, Will Denami, and his dedication and the dedication of our state delegation that represents us in Nashville. We are very fortunate to have them representing our interests, and we want to support them in every way we can. Along with growth and life, unfortunately, we must all from time to time address the passing of a loved one. Rutherford County needs a forensic center, and we need one desperately. We are the largest county in the state without a forensic center within the county. And we must provide Rutherford County residents with long-term, sustainable, cost-effective means of delivering high-quality forensic autopsy services for a rapidly growing population. We don't need to be at the mercy of the Forensic Center in Nashville that currently services 2/3 of the state. The Forensic Center in Nashville services currently 65 of the 95 counties in Tennessee. This county has been subjected to 4 autopsy increases in the last 4 years. There exists a dire need for better control of the forensic services and the quality provided to Rutherford County law enforcement agencies from a financial standpoint, but more importantly, from a quality standpoint. Not only will communication with law enforcement agencies improve during investigations, but our financial costs will decrease because we will no longer have autopsy services outsourced. By building the Forensic Center in Rutherford County, we will reduce the cost of our yearly death investigation by nearly $500,000 a year. Additionally, Rutherford County is statutorily required to perform these autopsies, and we can currently perform around 325 autopsies annually, and the number is growing because it's based on our population growth. We are the largest county in the state without a forensic center, and we need to step up and change that. In a recent Tennessee State Department health report, it said that a 6th forensic center, there are currently 5 in the state, a 6th forensic center was an urgent need, and that this 6th center would be ideally located in Rutherford County. So let's do this. You've heard me say over and over again that we cannot fall into the trap of using one-time money for recurring expenses. And that is an accounting principle that I would always hope the county will adhere to. Instead, I always advocate for using one-time revenue money to reduce recurring expenses. It's a fundamental principle that conservative fiscal policy always approaches, which is what I propose for our forensic medical center would do. Rutherford County has identified land in Smyrna, which is already owned by the county and is ideally located for a forensic center. It is located between I-40, I-24, and I-840. Without the need to increase property taxes or borrow money, Rutherford County can provide this public service at a much needed reduced annual cost. The land in Smyrna is about 17 acres on Weekly Lane, where currently we have a county clerk's office and a convenience center. We plan to locate this forensic center and a new EMS station at this location. This would create a county campus that would suit and fulfill the needs of the area of Smyrna and Laverne. Given that Smyrna and Laverne are the fastest growing areas in Rutherford County, EMS handles all the emergency calls within the city and unincorporated areas of Rutherford County. So we need these facilities. As such, a new station is needed to handle the demand and growth in the Smyrna area and the adjacent Laverne area. This proposed forensic center and new EMS station will be constructed without raising property taxes or borrowing any money, which aligns perfectly with my conservative fiscal principles. We will continue to seek the assistance of our state delegation in securing additional funding through grant opportunities for this facility, which the Tennessee Department of Health is recommending. We have already begun the process of presenting our proposal to the County Commission requesting funding to construct this new forensic facility to improve the quality of service and reduce taxpayer expenses. I want to address another challenge we face this year: increased vehicle traffic. Everybody's tired of being stuck in traffic. If any of you have driven lately, you know that traffic between Rutherford County and Nashville is absolutely unbearable. Governor Lee has proposed the addition of choice lanes on Interstate 24 in Rutherford County and Nashville, which would help alleviate traffic congestion here and in Rutherford County and make the commute a little easier. While many of the details have been worked out, there's still a lot more work to do, but based on what I currently know, I believe that Governor Lee's choice lanes would benefit the citizens of Rutherford County, and I'm absolutely supportive of that effort. In summary, the challenges I've addressed are not for the faint of heart. I'm confident we will overcome these challenges because we have a valuable resource in our county employees. Their commitment to service, dedication, and the exemplary skills that they manifest on a daily basis in their interactions with the people in our community are their leading a value. I look forward to next year when I could stand before you to discuss the many accomplishments we obtained in 2025. Finally, I'm asking for your continued support as we navigate the issues that intrinsically arise as being the fourth largest county, and I would say the greatest county in Tennessee. We all know to whom much is given, much is required. With that said, I would ask that we all would appeal to Micah 6:8, where it says, "Lord, you have told us what is good, and this is what you require, to do what is right, to love mercy, and to walk humbly before God." Thank you, and God bless Rutherford County.